OpenAI's own engineer just published his experience with /goal. We read it, we tested it on Claude Code. Here's what held up. So what is /goal? It's a command you type before your prompt, and it changes how your agent works. Instead of running once and stopping, it loops. It executes, scores its work, checks if it hit the target, and keeps going until it does. Both Codex and Claude Code now support this. The underlying mechanic is the same, an agent that doesn't stop until the job is done. The article comes from Chris Hayduck at OpenAI. He's been using /goal internally and on side projects. He found a pattern, something that made it actually work. We're going to walk through what he found and see how it maps to Claude Code. Here's the first rule. Your goal has to be specific and measurable. Chris points out something important. Models got so good recently that we've gotten lazy as prompters. You can vaguely gesture at what you want and it mostly works. But goal punishes that, because goal is a loop, and a loop needs an exit condition. If the exit condition is vague, the loop breaks. He saw two failure modes. First, the agent gives up early, works for a few minutes, decides good enough, and stops. You get a half-finished result. Second failure mode, the agent never stops. It keeps making changes, flailing around, trying to hit a target it can't measure. You come back hours later and it's still going, making things worse. Both failures come from the same root cause. The goal was something like, make my code better. That's not measurable. When is code better enough to stop? A better prompt would be, reduce the runtime of the code in this specific file by 20%, without breaking any unit or integration tests. Now the agent knows what to measure, and it knows when to stop. Chris had a great example of this. He needed to convert a NeurIPS paper to ICML workshop format. ICML has a massive list of formatting rules buried in a LaTeX file, hard to check against. So he had Codex extract those rules into a markdown checklist. Over 200 individual formatting and stylistic rules, each one checkable. Then the goal became, convert the NeurIPS paper to ICML format based on checklist.md without changing any technical content. The agent just had to check off 200 out of 200 items. Even though individual rules were vague, the checklist made the overall goal quantitative. He also had the agent check off items in the checklist as it worked. That way, the model persisted its own progress, and Chris could watch it in real time. This applies directly to Claude Code's /goal. Give it a number, give it a test, give it a checklist. Don't say improve. Say reduce by X, or pass all Y tests, or check off every item in Z. Second rule, the agent needs fast feedback. To evaluate whether its changes move toward the goal, the agent has to test its work. The faster that test runs, the faster the agent iterates. Chris gives a practical example. If your goal involves improving a machine learning model's architecture, don't make the agent train on the full production dataset. Give it a smaller model size and a subsampled dataset. Same scoring quality, way faster turnaround. The agent can try 10 ideas in the time it would have taken to try one. His principle? Find any way you can to speed up the feedback loop without compromising the quality of the score. For Claude Code, same thing. If your /goal involves running tests, make sure those tests are fast. If it involves benchmarking, set up a quick benchmark. Don't make the agent wait 20 minutes per iteration when a 30-second proxy would give you 90% of the signal. Third rule, give the agent external memory. With /goal, your agent can run for hours, sometimes days. Even with compaction, the ability to summarize and compress context, it's hard to maintain a coherent thread over that kind of timescale. Chris's solution: expose markdown files the agent can write to, not just read, write. Let it think on the file system. He uses 3 files: PLAN.md for high-level strategy, EXPERIMENTS.md for a curated log of what it tried and what happened, and EXPERIMENTNotes.md for raw, real-time scratchpad. He says EXPERIMENTS.md is the most important one because it lets both you and the agent review previous attempts, what worked, what didn't, and why. Think of it as the agent's lab notebook. Without it, the agent forgets what it already tried. With it, each iteration builds on the last. This maps cleanly to Claude Code. Create the files before you run /goal. Tell the agent to use them. Update PLAN.md with your current strategy. Log every experiment in EXPERIMENTS.md with title, approach, and result. Use EXPERIMENTNotes.md as scratchpad. That's the pattern. 3 things that make goal work. 1. Give it a clear, measurable goal. A number, a test, a checklist. Something it can score itself against. Not make it better. Reduce X by Y or pass all Z. 2. Make the feedback loop fast. Quick tests, small datasets, proxy benchmarks. Don't make the agent wait. 3. Give it files to think in. Plan, experiments, notes. External memory so it stays coherent over long runs. These rules come from OpenAI's engineer, but they're not Codex specific. We tested them on Claude Code's /goal, and they hold. The loop is the same. The mechanics are the same: clear goal, fast feedback, external memory. If you've tried /goal and it didn't work well, try these 3 things first. And if you have your own tips, drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear what's working for you.